Anime for blondes.
What did we learn this episode?
That he looks great in a suit.
We did learn that he looks great in a suit, but we also learned...
Action! Hello, I'm Becca.
And I'm Allie.
And welcome to Anime for Blondes!
The girly pop podcast made for girls, gays, theys, and blondes, and not boyfriends or husbands.
No boyfriends or husbands will ever be on this podcast.
They're not allowed anymore.
I will never allow them to.
Like, we don't want them here,
Why
actually.
would we?
Why would a man be there?
Why would a man
be
be there?
And in case you can't tell, I'm dressed as Hunter Cha. I told you I had this exact outfit.
And I am Jin-Woo's best healer friend, the one that loved him when he was nobody, Lee Joo-hee.
Yep. But would she love you if you were nobody?
Nobody loved me when I was nobody.
I did!
No, I did.
I did. She did.
She didn't.
So
who's his real soulmate?
R.I.P. to that relationship.
I know.
But
she still, senses him on a...
Yeah.
temporal level.
I just don't see what was stopping them from going out after that point.
Yeah, it might just
no
be he's
follow-through.
just not that into her scenario.
That sucks.
He was focusing on himself, and can we really blame him?
No, we can't, because he had goals.
Exactly.
Imagine a man having goals.
Imagine a man having goals. I just watched Temptation Island, so I can't. Not a
you
single.
Keep bringing up Temptation
Not a
Island.
single man on Temptation Island had goals.
So what are your long-term goals? Explain.
It's so bad. You guys all need to watch Temptation Island. That's a different podcast, but it is so bad.
And today we're talking about... Did we mention that yet? Today
Yeah.
We're talking about the season 2 finale of Solo Leveling.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
I'm gonna miss him so much.
R.I.P. Jin-Woo.
R.I.P. Not actually gone,
but we miss him.
We miss him already. But thankfully, we still have at least 2 weeks with him, thanks to Alex Lee and the dub.
Alex Lee,
We love you. we need to bring him up at least once per Solo Leveling review.
I know.
Oh wait! Oh god!
It's over.
That actually was so sad of me accidentally.
No, literally, we're never bringing him up again, you guys. That's so sad.
I'll find a way to bring him up.
He keeps announcing new characters he's doing.
Oh my god! Yeah,
for,
he's
and I'm
so busy.
I have to watch that.
Yeah, how can we review this for the pod?
No, literally. In the least weird way if you're watching this, Alex. We're so respectful of your work.
We're very respectful. We just are really appreciative of voice acting.
No, literally.
In the age of AI,
oh my god.
a good voice actor is so important.
Exactly. And you, Alex,
you're so important. Dan to Dan season 2 review in the future?
Wait, is he in that?
He is.
Oh yeah!
He is.
Wait,
catch us reviewing Dan to Dan.
Catch us in 3 months?
Yeah.
Doing Dan to Dan season 2?
I think we can make that happen.
Or I think it might happen, but you guys let us know what you think.
But for now, should we raise a toast to Jin-Woo-sung?
And our fallen friends along the way.
Fallen friend.
I mean, we've had multiple friends fallen along the way.
I guess so. We'll see you next season.
See you next season.
That's so good.
That
I
is
actually
really
want to
good.
drink that every day.
Highly recommend soju, you guys.
The peach flavor? Oh my
Only
God.
if you're over 21 or however old it is in your country.
Yeah. 18, 21.
I know we have a lot of international viewers.
We have at least one viewer in Argentina.
Perfect.
We stan. Okay. So
let's get down to business.
Get down to it. So, first of all, I'm sorry, all I can think about is him in the suit. Oh, okay. Actually, can I just say, what did we learn this episode?
That he looks great in a suit.
We did learn that he looks great in a suit, but we also learned that Allie is actually a genius.
We learned that for sure.
Allie's...
And you know what? I would even say we didn't learn it because we already knew.
Oh my god.
We've been new.
Period.
We've been new.
You said that one time last week, and I've been saying it to Malachi ever since.
We've been new?
Yeah. You said that over text, and I was like, that's funny. I'm just using
That's an old time. Like, I used to say that back in the day, so I, like, brought that back, kind of.
And you brought it into my life for the first time,
Okay,
and now I'm using
period.
it.
I've been saying period a lot, and I kind of want to stop.
Okay, that's gonna be hard.
No more period.
That's gonna be really hard, because I say period all the time.
I know. I've probably taken it from you.
There's no way.
I do that. I take.
I mean, so do I, but okay, so Allie's official prediction corner was popping off.
Allie's official prediction corner has been going crazy.
Like, have I gotten one wrong?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Now, I do have a question. Was part of your official prediction that he would interact with Jin-Woo? Or
I don't think I specified.
Just that he would bring.
I don't think I specified. I think I just said he'd come back, like, last thing.
Okay. Well, we'll see how much I want to edit when I edit this, but I'll try to. Maybe I'll go back and see if I can find your official prediction.
Okay. I mean, you don't have to. I mean, you just have to listen to our last episode.
Yeah, it's a lot though.
I'm like our number one fan on Spotify.
Yeah, I'm not our number one fan on anything because I listen to it too much while I edit, so I am never listening to it.
So
I'm actually like part of the problem of us like having people who click on the video and click right out.
Oh my god!
Because I'll click on the video to like get the link.
Oh my god! And then
it like messes with our analytics.
That sucks.
I know.
Okay, we're gonna have to work on that.
Yeah.
But if you guys don't remember, my official prediction was that we'd get the dad at the end of the last episode.
Yep.
Which we did.
Mm-hmm.
And then my other prediction, which went crazy, like that went hard.
Crazy, and everybody here like went hard.
Yeah.
On that.
So the first thing we see, kinda. So Jin-Woo has Tusk. Is it Tusk carrying the corpse?
Yes.
Of his name starts with a B.
Ban, maybe something like that.
The healer friend.
Something like that.
Something.
Sorry, we know him though.
We know the healer friend who like was destined to die from the very conception of his character.
Is it Bach's friend or
yes,
what's
it's Bach's friend.
Okay, it's Bach or Beck or whatever his name is.
Yeah, it's Beck's friend. And so he's like, first of all, I really appreciated that he did this. He said, cut the cameras, and if you don't cut them, I'm gonna break it.
That goes crazy.
That goes crazy.
I was like, period. No.
Everyone take a drink whenever
a period
Becca
tally.
Says period. We had a little watch party for this finale. So her boyfriend and my husband, they're in another room hanging out, but we were all here drinking, eating tonkatsu, watching the finale, and it was a vibe.
That was such a vibe. Such a
vibe. Highly recommend watching anime finales with friends.
But, like, I would never have them on the podcast. That's the thing.
No.
Like, you guys would have to, like, pull our legs to get them on the podcast. You'd
have to literally pay us to get us to get them on the podcast.
It would be like we make a Patreon and then we put them on there maybe
and call it Anime for Bros. But
we would never do that.
But like we would never do it willingly because this is called Anime for Blondes.
Literally, it's like a No Boys Allowed podcast.
It's called the Girly Pop Podcast for Girls, Gays, Theys, and Blondes.
Does any of that say boys?
Does any of that say boys or husbands or boyfriends?
No,
I didn't think so.
It doesn't.
I didn't think so.
So why would a man be there?
And the only man who's allowed on this podcast is Jin-Woo-san. And Alex Lee, come be on the pod.
I really wanted to say something, but I'm not allowed to say it anymore.
What were you gonna say? Oh, period? That was excellent self-restraint, queen.
I was trying to think of another word, but I can't.
Heard?
Or like preach.
Yeah.
Preach.
You've got very...
I hate that.
No. I hate it too, actually.
Okay, I'm just gonna be normal.
Okay, just not insert a line of dialogue there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I could say slay.
Slay is timeless.
Slay is so timeless. I remember a day where it wasn't. Should we get into this episode?
Yeah. So as I was saying, he brings the healer friend's body, and he tells the camera guy to cut the cameras, because he doesn't want everyone to know he can do this, which is what he was saying before. He was like, please keep this to yourself. Because I'm going to reveal this crazy ability.
Yep. And it's like, you've kind of already revealed a lot.
Kind of. But this one is a little too crazy.
And it's a little personal.
It is.
Like, it's kind of...
Especially, like, this guy specifically.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Like, it's one thing if he just, like...
Like, what if his family saw?
Ooh, that'd be
like,
such
it was
trauma.
hard enough boxing.
Yeah.
So imagine if his family saw. Did he have a family? It kind of seemed like he might have.
The healer?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess
In my imagination, he has, like, a wife and kid.
In my imagination, he's not old enough to have a wife and kid. I don't know why I'm picturing him younger than Jin-Woo.
Girl, we live in Utah. Like, what do you mean?
So true, but that's Korea. I don't know what they do in Korea.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know what that culture is. So, he does, as I predicted, I must say, arise the healer.
No, that was a great prediction, and I'll speak for me and my boyfriend. Neither of us expected that, and like you said that, and I told him that. Like, I asked him first, I was like, do you have any like ideas what he's gonna do? And he was like, no, I have no clue how he's gonna handle it. And I was like, well, here's Alisa's theory. Here's Allie's theory.
And Allie's theory went off.
It went off.
And so he's arisen. Everyone is confused. Bach, you can see the pain in his eyes. And Jin-Woo points this out. He doesn't even have to be given an order. He goes, the spirit of this healer goes right to Cha. I didn't realize that literal, like, pieces of her body were missing.
That was crazy.
Like, I know she got hit there. I didn't realize flesh was missing.
Like, how is she even still alive at this point?
Well, she's dead enough that the elixir wasn't going to work.
True.
But the best healer ever. Okay, this was crazy. He gets arisen. And he has his spell book with him and everything. Yeah. That was crazy.
That was so cool.
And
it made me think of Reagan, how like they have to have the Bible when they're
actually,
healing. I was like, wait, is that a rule? No, I literally was wondering. I think
that might actually be a thing. Because, yeah, watching these so close together has been so interesting.
I know. Watching this, Apothecary Diaries Reagan,
back to back.
It has kind of all mixed in my mind.
It's kind of changed my brain chemistry.
I can't really has.
Unlink them from each other.
No, I kind of agree. Those are all three like such good anime, and like,
you know what it is?
What?
It's a Venn diagram.
Oh my god, you guys! It's a Venn diagram.
We've got solo leveling, free run, Apothecary Diaries,
and the middle is like the best main character ever.
Are you gonna stand on that?
The best main character ever and the best love interest ever.
Period.
That's in the middle of all three Venn diagrams.
Also, must have book to heal.
Yeah.
Actually, that's just between free run and solo leveling.
Yeah, Apothecary Diaries isn't quite there.
She doesn't need a book. She does need other stuff.
That is the interesting. Apothecary Diaries is a little bit of a outlier.
But there's so much Apothecary Diaries and free run overlap.
I know. And then because of that, like through that, there's solo leveling in Apothecary Diaries.
Exactly, you guys. Are you picturing
the getting this?
Graph? Okay, so Cha's healed. Congratulations. And we did think that him adding the healer to his army was going to cause some drama, like some moral dilemma.
Yeah.
And, oh my god. Okay, so Beck puts his hand on Jin-Woo's shoulder, and he goes, he hated war. He doesn't like battles. I understand that you needed to do this to save Hunter Cha's life, but please, just, like, don't make him fight anymore. And Jin-Woo turns and looks at him, and it's like the same shot that he did before, where he's like, this reminds me of the Red Gate. You grabbed my shoulder before, and last time you were making demands, and this time you're making an earnest plea. Oh my gosh. And like
man Jin-Woo,
he's perfect.
He respects an earnest plea.
He's so respectful. I'm obsessed.
You kind of okay. We need to backtrack a little bit because
what?
so before when he is arisen, the healer friend, Jinwoo like Bok kind of freaks out, and Jinwoo says he was calling to me to arise him to heal her, and we were all kind of like, wait, is he just saying that? Is this a cap? But like
we don't really have confirmation, but I fully believe him.
I fully believe my man Jinwoo.
I trust him with my
especially
life.
as he like went forward and was like, no, I was feeling, because what he says after Bok says that is he says I was feeling the same way.
Yeah, I'm already on the same page as you.
Exactly, and he lets him go.
Yeah, so he heals Cha, and then he just what is the phrase? Did we catch that?
I don't think we did.
He just basically releases his spirit, and his spirit and
he might
Beck
just say
look at each other.
release.
He might just
or
say
release
that.
Spirit or something.
And the spirit and Beck look at each other, and then they smile. Oh my god,
That
it's
was
so sweet.
So sweet.
And I think he really like needed that last moment with his friend.
No, I think so too.
So actually, there's no moral dilemma.
Yeah.
Jinwoo's still perfect to this day. There's nothing wrong with him.
There's never been anything wrong with it. Remember when we had like
Remember when we like panicked?
We panicked so hard because he was too perfect.
Remember we were crashing out and it's like that thing where you're happy in a relationship and you're not used to being happy in a relationship, so you self-sabotage.
It's the That's the Way I Loved You by Taylor Swift.
No, literally.
Moment.
Girl, my girl Taylor, that song is so toxic.
That song is so toxic, but like I understand.
I do understand.
See, I always felt like the perfect guy, the perfect relationship would be both guys.
Would be both?
Yeah,
okay.
Like they give you both.
That was definitely Taylor Lautner, right? The like, he is sensible, so incredible, all my single friends are jealous.
Wait, but was that not Fearless?
That was on Fearless, but could that not still have been about him?
I don't think that was timeline-wise possible.
We're gonna have to check that, because I feel like there's enough overlap to where that could have been written present tense.
I don't think so, because the last song put on Fearless was Forever and Always, and that was about Joe. And that just barely made the cut.
What? That's a good point.
But it does really fit the Taylor Lautner, John Mayer
exactly
situation. But I think she might have just had that situation with like some guys in high school or something.
For some reason, that just doesn't add up to me. But
you're like her interacting with guys that aren't famous that I don't know about.
I mean, I know about the two Drews.
The two Drews.
Okay, and so okay, everything's perfect.
And what does Taylor Swift have to do with solo leveling, you ask?
Slut. Have you ever heard the song "Slut" by Taylor Swift?
Call me a slut.
You know, got love struck went straight to my head.
Got love sick all over my bed.
Guys, I made an edit to that and TikTok hates it.
Yeah, please go like our TikTok edit of that, you guys.
I worked really hard on it. Okay. So, where are we at now? Oh, Japan. Remember how Japan was like, actually go and finish them off?
Yeah.
Yeah, they called that off. They're like, actually, terrible idea.
Which, like, feels so foreign to be rooting against Japan.
Right? We're never rooting against
Japan.
Japan.
Fuck you, Japan. Literally loves them like every other.
Like, you talk about them all the time.
I literally have my 2 latest YouTube videos. Go check me out.
Forever Becca on
are
YouTube.
About Japan.
But they were like, oh, so this ant that killed a bunch of people, like this king ant, is dead. What should we do? And he's like, God damn it. All right, pull out.
I'm trying to make it like that's what she said joke.
But, God damn it, pull out. I love it when we drink before we record.
I know, this has been a minute. Like, I think the last time we really got crazy like this was
or Jujutsu Kaisen.
I know, Jujutsu Kaisen finale, I think.
That was crazy.
I know.
That was a long day.
I miss those days, guys.
No, you don't. We're, like, okay.
Tell us if you want more drunk episodes or if you prefer when we're sober.
Yeah. I think it's funnier when we're drunk, but I think the actual discussion is better when we're sober.
Yeah.
Hear me out.
Hear me out.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay,
we are so, like, early on in the episode, but nothing really happens in the episode, let's be honest.
I mean...
Okay, this maybe should have just gone in the beginning, but I I'm a little disappointed by the episode. Arrest me. Arrest me,
Wait,
officer.
why are you disappointed in the episode?
I just felt like it was like too little happened.
So, if you'll also remember Allie's official prediction corner.
Yes.
I knew from 2 weeks ago, I knew that last episode was going to be all fighting.
Yeah.
And then this episode was going to be, like, wrapping things up. The calm after the storm. And isn't that, like, what it should be? Like, what more did you want?
I wanted Jin-Woo to meet his dad.
You wanted them to come face to face?
Even if that was where it ended. I think that would have been a great ending. I think we just needed something else.
But I loved the montage.
I liked the montage, but I felt like we just needed something else. Like, they could have even done the montage, and it's like Jin-Woo going through, fighting in that dungeon, and then he reaches the end of the dungeon, and he reaches the end of the montage, and it's, like, silent, and then his dad steps out, and he's like, wait, who are you? And then it goes black.
That would have been crazy. I will say, you know what did happen this episode that actually is super important and that we're kind of forgetting?
Okay.
Beru, the Ant King, getting arisen.
And then talking.
And then saying words. And also, put some respect on my man Igris' name.
Literally promote him to general.
Like, why is Beru, why does he automatically outrank him?
Promote him to general immediately.
That's so unfair. He's been with you since you first got this ability,
That is his
brother.
day one.
That's literally your day one. And also, he made you earn, like, his soul and his respect when you first got this ability. I'm just saying.
I know.
So, it's kind of crazy that Beru immediately outranks him. So, okay, so he gets arisen. He isn't, like, prompted to enter his name right away. He's just like, my king. And he's like, whoa!
Yeah, Jin-Woo arises the Ant Prince or Ant King, and he just walks away. I'm like, okay. And then... See, I caught myself.
Good job.
He walks away, and then Beru goes, my king.
And he goes, what?
He said,
He looks shooketh? He's like, who's talking right now?
Literally. He goes, my king, I ask you to give me a name.
Please give me a name.
Please, sir. Please, a name. Some name, please.
And he's like, you can talk? He's like, do you still want to serve me even though I killed you? And he's like, you didn't kill me. I was reborn.
He's like, this is another life. And we'll have to have Taylor, my boyfriend, tell you a story after this because it was very reminiscent of a story Taylor has told me recently about a samurai and a guy who kills samurais.
What the fuck? Yeah, if only this was a podcast where men were allowed, then we could have had this conversation.
If only Taylor could just tell the story, but
he's not allowed. So I don't know why you even brought it up.
Why would a man be there?
So, okay, also the way that the ant is, like, arisen is crazy because, like, something weird happens. Jin-Woo pictures darkness.
What was that?
That was different, right?
We need to talk about that because, yeah, what happened there?
I thought something weird and glitchy was happening, like, with the system.
Yeah, it definitely seems like that's something.
But so it's all dark, and then he's upside down, and he's like, I can't sense anything, I don't know what's going on. And then it cuts, and he's, like, back in the cave, and he's like, huh, weird, guess it didn't work. And then there's dripping from the ceiling, and what happens is, like, his spirit, the spirit of the ant is, like, forming a cocoon / egg and hatching out of that.
Which, as that was happening, I said, oh, it's a cornucopia. I got the word wrong.
It's not a cornucopia.
It's a cocoon.
It's a cocoon. That's okay.
Nobody called me on it, but I was like,
we were a little
we were
enraptured by
invested.
the episode.
I had to come clean.
Thank you.
Because I was like, wow, that was stupid. That's obviously not a cornucopia. I've been to in the Hunger Games universe.
Yeah, that's also true. So, okay, and then he names him Beru, and
yeah.
Okay, and I feel like there's supposed to be, like, meaning behind him choosing all of these names, aside from Tusk, but, like, I just, without that context, I don't know why you're playing the music so dramatically. I'm sorry.
Are we supposed to know what Beru means?
Does it mean
Should
something
you look
in
it up
Korean?
right now?
Okay.
Beru meaning.
Beru name meaning. I love it when I Google stuff on the pod. Likely originates from the Korean pronunciation of the first 2 syllables of the name Bernard, which
I love
is
that name.
Short form of an ancient Germanic name meaning bear.
Well, that doesn't make sense. He's an ant.
In Solo Leveling, okay. That's not helpful at all.
So it's just a name, guys.
It's just a name.
I
guess it means bear.
And I love the name Bernard. I also love the name Barnaby. I've always wanted to get a
You have
dog
said
and name
that.
it Barnaby. I think that's such a silly name.
That's cute. Where did you get that?
Just online.
Okay.
I'm just a name nerd, you might call me.
Gina's gonna have to start using like a name generator.
No, literally. He's gonna have to get on the name nerd subreddit.
And I'm so sorry. Do not each of his individual soldiers get names?
I don't think so.
It's just the bosses?
It's just the bosses, the big guys.
I guess that makes sense.
I mean, what? He's gonna go name every single ant?
That's what I was wondering.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy. Oh yeah, he also arises the ants. Becca's worst fear. She did not want the ant army.
I really wanted him to be like, ew, yuck.
But it was so worth it for the end shot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so the ants are now, the remaining ants that are alive are now attacking the like people on the sidelines who are waiting. So everyone, all of our side characters get a little bit of action. And Jinwoo's just having conversations with the Ant King Beru, and he's like, can you go thin these numbers for me? And he's like, if that's what my liege wishes. And I'm like, same.
Literally.
Whatever he wants.
Like, aye, Captain.
And he does like that super speedy thing that we saw him doing before, but this time it's for us.
Yeah, it's for a good cause, and we get to see like
Your character.
all of our little groups. Yeah, we get to see my little character, Healer Girly. They're like starting to battle, and like one of the people on the sidelines is like, tanks, like this is our job, and like we will do this to the death if we have to, if this is the last thing we do. And then they don't have to because the ant goes through and gets them.
The narrator is literally like, yeah, the ant army fell that day, everything's fine.
Yeah. And they're like, and they're being really dramatic, like,
and immediately a memorial was erected for everyone we lost.
And this is when,
guys, this is so important.
This is when everything changes,
because we see our man at first only from behind, right? Because he's walking up to the memorial with a flower in his hand. They're like, Hunter Sung, who greatly contributed. Apparently he's getting some like backlash,
some flack. People are like, he could have contributed more. I'm like, be grateful.
I do fear they have a point.
They kind of ate with that one, but
also
be grateful.
Be dead without him.
Literally,
let's show a little respect.
But yeah, we get.
Oh my god,
we
him
get
in a suit.
Jinwoo in a suit.
Jinwoo in a suit and tie. He looks so dapper.
I am no better than a man.
I am no. Why would a man be there?
Why would a man be there?
It's just, there's a moment, this is later, but there's a moment when he loosens his tie.
I honestly was like, why are we watching this with the guys?
No, like, why is a man here?
Why are men here?
But you did grab Taylor's knee, and I did make a noise.
I was like, Taylor, are you seeing this?
And
he looks so hot in a suit and tie, because I'm always trying to get Taylor to wear a suit and tie.
I'm sure.
Like, why not?
With the little bow, with his long hair and a like little like low ponytail with the ribbon, or no?
That's not really my vibe.
Just like the Neil Young, like a Neil Young type.
I don't know who that is.
Oh,
are you talking about like the Bachelor ring guy?
Nope.
Pretty sure that's what his name is. The guy who sells who like gives the rings on The Bachelor is named Neil Young, I'm pretty sure.
That's crazy. I wouldn't know that. Suit.
Who is this guy?
He's a rock star.
Who is that? I've never heard of Neil Young before.
Okay, interesting. Okay, well, he was a super famous guy.
What band was he in? He was a rock star.
Not a band, he's just Neil Young.
What song did he do? Oh, she's not a real fan, you guys.
I'm not a real fan, but I know who Neil Young... Like, I can name maybe 2 Beatles songs, but I know who the Beatles are.
Wow.
Neil Young, artist. Here we go. Any of these looking familiar to you?
No.
Really?
Yeah, maybe if I heard them, but...
Okay, well, we can't do that on the pod. We'll get canceled.
Yeah, we will absolutely get demonetized.
Okay,
which
so
we're
we're not
even
monetized.
We're not even monetized yet. So Jin-Woo has the flower, and he goes up and he, like, lays it on the memorial, and they're, like, filming it. They're like, some people think he could have done more. And he, like, walks off. You see all the pictures of, like, all the people that we lost in the Jeju Island. Oh, there also is, like, the narrator is, like, and the third, I think, fourth Jeju Island raid was successful.
Yes.
And so that's awesome.
He passes Beck on the stairs.
Yeah, he does. And I keep calling him Bach. I don't know what we're supposed to call
Beck,
him.
I'm not sure.
But they kind of have a moment.
And he says, no matter what those guys are saying, we're here because of you.
Yep. And then he keeps going, and our favorite old man, president of the whatever guild association, he is just beaming. He's so excited to see Jin-Woo.
And also, who does he pass in the crowd? Also wearing a suit, interestingly.
Who?
Hunter Cha.
Oh, wait, I didn't notice she was wearing a suit.
Yeah, she was also wearing a suit.
Okay, she's androgynous.
We kind of stand. Like,
we can't help but stand.
Like, I'm picturing, like, Zendaya when she was rocking those suits.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, she's so hot, she can, like, pull off anything.
Exactly.
And she's like, yeah, she's cool.
Yeah, and she just notices him, that's all, and then I noticed her noticing him.
Yeah.
And so he goes to have a talk with president of the Hunters Association. Go. President Go.
President Go. Great name.
Great name. I can't believe it
means
took me
so much.
Don't pass him, guys. And
red light.
So he goes to chat with him and goes like, okay, so what about your future? People are still going to want you to join their guilds. People are going to want to know what you're doing. I know you've tried to stay low-key, but unfortunately, you are a celebrity.
He's like, the entire world has seen how powerful you are. Like, you are not going to be able to keep that.
And you know what? I love his choice here. He says,
yeah,
I want to start my own guild.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
No, literally.
And I will say period.
Yeah, and you should. Because I need to, desperately. No, but it is interesting. It's like, yeah, it's like when somebody comes off of, like, a reality show like The Bachelor.
What are you gonna do next?
And they were actually, like, so much bigger than The Bachelor. And they're like, they have to do something bigger. They can't just become the normal influencer. They have to do something bigger.
Leah Kateb?
Yeah. From Love Island.
Yeah, from Love Island.
I didn't know her last name, but I knew exactly who you were talking about.
Oh, I'm a big Leah stan.
It's one of those things, though. It's like where it's like, yeah, you are, like, bigger than yourself. Mm-hmm. And so it would be doing yourself and kind of the world at large a disservice.
To, like, not...
To just join a guild.
Yeah.
Like, you need to do something bigger. You have to, like... Jin-Woo is very interesting in that he started out so low, but he has always had this, like, level of confidence, this, like, inner confidence, and it has only grown as he has, like, proven to himself time and time again that he can be stronger, that he can do hard things.
And he was forced to.
Exactly. And so this is just another one of those things where he is, like... I'm sure he's... I don't know. For me, it seems like Jin-Woo isn't the type that he's, like, yeah, I'm gonna start my own guild. Like,
no.
He's not thinking about it like that. He's just like, well, I have to make my next choice, and, like, it's a big one. And so I might as well do this hard thing and do this other task.
And you know why I think that's actually, like, perfect and, like, super important for his character? Is because, you know, back when he was officially an E rank, and, like, even this season, he was all, E ranks all get treated the same, like, no matter what. He's like, clearly I'm, like, really strong, but because I'm E rank, they're still treating me this way. And, you know, he's had attachments to, like, weaker hunters. You know, I wouldn't say that his friend, whose name I'm forgetting, I'm sorry, but his, like, his best friend. Yes, thank you, Jin-Ho.
That's my bestie.
Bestie Jin-Ho. He's not, like, a weak hunter. He's, what, B or C?
I think he might be C.
He's C? So he's not E.
Yeah, he's definitely not E. He's not the worst hunter in the world.
But that's the thing. Is like, he was once known as the worst hunter in the world. And so he sees, like, yes, these weaker hunters, like his sister's friend and, like, Jin-Ho, and, like, I'm sure a ton of other characters that we haven't met yet who may not have, like, the actual, like, godlike power that he has, but they want to be useful, they want to get stronger, they want to be helpful.
And they're capable.
Maybe not in the ways that, like, other
A-rank hunters.
Yeah, expect them to be or, you know, want them to be, but they still have strengths and they still have value and roles that they can play. And I think that's the kind of, like, guild he'd have and will have, where he's not choosing just, like, the strongest hunters.
Yeah.
He's choosing people who want to prove something.
He has the, like, potential to really do this great, like, different thing. And kind of, like, not to be dramatic, but change the world.
Not to be dramatic, but maybe literally?
Literally. Like, I mean, he already kind of has at this point.
Yeah. So he's on this bridge. He's driving away. He's just driving away from the meeting?
Yeah, I think he's just driving home from, like, the memorial.
Yeah.
Because he's still in his suit.
He went to the meeting with Go right after the memorial.
Yeah.
So he's in traffic on this bridge, and he gets a call from Go, and he's like, hey, so listen.
Well, Jin-Woo is like, wait, is something gone wrong with the guild? Because before that, he actually FaceTimed Jin-Ho.
He did.
And he's like, hey, we're all, like, good to go in the guild.
Oh my god,
and then the
so
sister's friend, like, goes in
She's
shot.
so excited.
And she's like, hey, like, make sure you hire me.
Oh my god.
Make sure you have me join the
and
guild.
He will.
And
he will. And you know what? They're gonna fall in love. Her and Jin-Ho.
Oh, I was like, wait, what?
No, her and Jin-Ho.
No, I saw that too.
Yeah.
I saw that too.
Unless they just have, like, a brother-sister dynamic. But, I don't know.
He seems younger than Jin-Woo, so I was like, this is more age appropriate.
More age appropriate. Probably not fully age appropriate yet.
Yeah.
But give it a couple seasons.
That's such a hard argument because, okay, so you can awaken and you can have the response. It's kind of the same argument as, like, you can go to war at 18, but you can't drink at 18.
That's crazy. That's actually insane.
Yeah, and so it's kind of a similar argument to, like, okay, so she's 16 or something. Like, you can become a hunter and go fight in these dungeons at 16, but you can't, like, date somebody 18 or 19 at that age.
Yeah.
And it's, like, obviously, in my head, like, in the practicality, I'm like, there's these problematic age gaps and they're young. But then there is this, like, they're in this different world.
That's true.
Where it's like, you're going to give that level of responsibility to someone, but they're not allowed to be treated like an adult in a different way.
I think by the time we get to the next season, we'll probably be, like, I actually have no idea.
Yeah, literally no idea, but we will soon because we're going to start reading.
We're going to read the manhwa, guys.
We have to.
I'm, like, actually going to Barnes & Noble tomorrow to pick up the manhwa. Guys, manhwa is in color also. Did you know that?
Ooh, I'll get on Libby and see if it has it.
I have a membership that I try and get the most use out of.
Valid.
Also, I'm a hoarder, so I like to hoard books.
See, I actually have hoarder tendencies, so I, like, can't actually, like, I have to be really careful about it.
One thing about Becca is she's a self-aware queen.
I'm too self-aware, unfortunately.
So anyways, he's like, oh, is there a problem? He's like, yeah, gate opened up. It's really slowing down traffic. And, like, you know, we have a guild on their way, but... And he's like, oh, you need me to take care of that?
He's like, no problem.
I'm on it.
Yeah, so Jin-Woo ends the call with go, and he goes.
Yeah, and he goes and he walks in, and it's a red gate immediately.
He goes in, like, and the nerdy assistant is there, and he's like, oh yeah, I did hear, but, like, the rest of the hunters won't be here to help. He's like, don't need them.
He said, I can do it solo. Yes, you
literally.
can, baby!
He
Yes,
said
you
the thing.
can.
He said the thing.
We love it when they say the thing. Oh, also, I'm sorry, we forgot to mention, when he was still on the island, when he was, like, finishing up, like, killing the remaining eggs and shit, he reached level 100.
Oh my god, that was crazy.
He reached level 100.
Yeah, he leveled up.
That's what he does, and he's like, finally, I reached level 100. And I'm like, if this show wasn't so good and he wasn't so cool, that would have sounded so stupid.
No, literally.
That would have been
so many moments like that.
It's like, it's almost so cringe if it wasn't, like, so cool.
Yep.
And that's the thing, it's like all of these, okay, I made this comment to Malachi. all of these girl characters falling in love with him right away would normally piss me off and be so annoying. Like, I hate a harem anime.
Yeah.
It'd be so annoying if he was, like, any other, like, regular protagonist.
No, literally.
But because he's, like, the perfect man and so cool.
That's the thing, is you see him and you're like, oh, he's perfect.
Oh,
so
of course
Duh.
everyone's in love with him.
It's like when you watch a reality show and there's a guy that is like so charming, so cute, and you're like, I can't blame him. And the girls are like just being so stupid with him, and you're like, they are being so stupid, but I would do the same thing.
Exactly.
It's like you don't fully get this reference, but a Tyler Cameron from The Bachelor, from Hannah B's season. It's like you see people acting like, but you get it. You're like, I would also act that way with him.
Act a fool.
Yeah, like it's just like, oh, okay, I get it, and that's how it is with JINWOO. And JINWOO actually is sweet to back it up. So
no, it's like not only is he hot and strong and talented and smart.
I do think Tyler Cameron probably is too.
I don't know Tyler Cameron. I'm sorry.
I know, you'll never get it.
I don't get it. So yeah, not only is he like physically perfect, but everything about his personality so far has been amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, so he's not good with names. Neither are we.
No, literally.
Literally.
It would be, like, unrealistic if they didn't have every girl falling at his feet
That
at
would
this
actually
point.
be crazy. If there was a girl character who was like, no, he's not
into
impressive, I'd be
it.
like, you're lying.
I'd be like, this is unrealistic.
You're actually lying right now. Like, they're just doing that for her to be different.
Also, okay, official fan fiction.
Oh, fan fiction? Oh, man, no hospital fan fiction. They
Yeah.
were like, we're taking Cha to the hospital, and I was like, oh, maybe? No.
No.
Anyways,
And then
okay,
they
what's
show
your
her.
fan fiction?
Okay, Becca's fan fiction corner.
Yay!
So this is going off of him being like, I'll do this one solo. There's gonna be a moment once him and Cha connect
Oh my god.
where he's like, I don't want to do it solo anymore.
Actually, I'm obsessed. It's like that thing where it's like, it would be so stupid if it wasn't so good. Oh my god, he's like proposing. He's like, I've been leveling solo for so long, but I don't want to be solo anymore. I want you to level up with me.
And it's so valid.
It's so
I'm like,
And
yes.
we shed a tear for the most romantic dialogue ever
It's
written.
literally so stupid, but it's so perfect.
Well, we kind of get like a foreshadowing of that moment because she's staring out at the sea, as we girlies do.
Yeah.
And she's all, I got taken out. I ended up being helpless and I ended up needing to be saved. First of all, that's embarrassing.
Are you saying that as you
No,
or as
that's
Cha?
her. That's as Cha.
Okay.
Cha's like, that's so embarrassing that I needed
Yeah.
to be saved. She's like, I want to stand at his side. And I was like, preach? Like, same. We all do. And so to do that, I need to get stronger. And it's like, oh, is she going to awaken the system?
No,
Probably
literally, I'm
not.
like, how is she gonna force reawakening?
Because the whole part of the thing that like is shocking to everybody is that he is obviously improving over time, and the point of like this magic system / society, I start talking about the story and like the plot and the symbolism, and suddenly I'm sober.
No, literally.
Like, that was weird. I'm like, clear, I could drive right now. And so the whole
But
point,
we won't.
But we won't. But the whole point was what makes this like whole society so difficult is that you're not supposed to be able to improve. Once you've awakened, that's it. That's your skill level. You will never get better. And that's why he's so crazy. And that's why this is such a surprise to everybody. And she's all, I want to get stronger. Which, of course, we all want to improve. We all want to get better. But, like, how are you going to do that practically?
Like, is she going to try to force reawakening?
Probably not.
What if next season or like the next arc is just her, like it's just from her perspective and she's trying to like force?
I want a Legally Blonde montage with her where she's like studying on the treadmill. She's like she has Jinwoo's like soldiers come at her to train.
Oh. See, that is where I get a little bit confused because, okay, so they can't improve upon where they awaken.
That is the lore.
Their hunter awakening. But that's only for their power level. So they can still get physically stronger and intellectually smarter.
You know what?
Which I feel like would improve upon, like, you can at least get better at strategy and at least better at strength. And so I feel like a lot of these people that, like, I look back at Jin-Woo and I'm like, he could have just worked out. He could have done some steroids. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he could have studied fighting strategy.
Yeah.
Like, there is still ways you can improve and be, like, it kind of makes me think maybe that's why he was the worst E-rank hunter.
Oh,
maybe every other E-rank hunter was trying a little bit harder than him. Oh my god.
Well, I guess, didn't they say, like, he was just, like, was he not literally mining dungeons to just, like, make money?
He was.
Okay.
He was doing it for, like, absolute survival, so I don't know if he had any, like, extra time to be doing that.
As far as, like, we have no idea.
But I'm like, I feel like Cha, I mean, maybe she's already done that because I feel like when you're an S rank, it's like you have to kind of do that strategy training and stuff, so maybe she's already done that.
Maybe she's already done that. She's probably just gonna push herself even further. I will say, I think it would be harder for the people who are magical because, like, they're not going to get more magic.
Yeah.
Which, this is kind of fucked up, though, because, like, everyone's like, oh, the best healer around, but it's not like he worked for that.
He was just talented.
He just awoke that...
Better.
Yeah.
More powerful.
So, I mean, yeah. So, but everyone talks about it like they earned that, you know?
Yeah. That is an interesting element of this world that Jin-Woo is completely, like, separate from.
And that's why he's so special, is because, I mean, it's not like this is even optional for him, actually, because anytime the system tells him to do something he doesn't want to do, it's like, do it or your heart will stop. And it's like, oh, okay, fuck. Okay.
Yeah, like, he has kind of been forced to improve.
It was either improve or die.
Like, because from the beginning, he didn't do his daily tasks, and he got sent to that world where he had to, like, run from the freaking sandworm thing.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, it's very interesting. Okay, if I had to do an actual Becca's prediction corner, I think maybe we see Cha, like, putting herself in dangerous positions, trying to improve herself, and we see Jin-Woo coming in to save her and kind of explain to her, no, it's a different situation.
And I think he'll also be, based on his behavior up until now, I think it's less likely that his first instinct is to go save her, and he, like, waits until it's absolutely necessary.
That is, I'm so interested to see him in, like, a romantic capacity.
I know. He has, this entire season, he's taken almost no interest. I mean, he's had some interest because he was not bothering with this Jeju Island until his wife was in danger.
No, exactly.
Like, that's the thing that got him to get up.
Dude, and I was wrong. I thought it was going to be this girl.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was going to be Lee Juha.
Yeah.
I think something like that.
I just know that it sounds like joy in English, and I was like, that makes sense for her.
Okay.
I don't even know if they're actually, like, the words are related at all, but that just made sense to me.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be about her, but it was actually about Cha.
It was about me.
Yeah, so we have to accept that. But yeah, definitely I hope we see a little bit more of Cha and Jin-Woo.
I think now that they've met, you know, I just feel, I mean, there's always room for more. The way that they set up this finale with montages of all the characters and, like, knowing what everyone's going to be up to going forward, and, like, with how dramatic it was kind of giving, like, this is the end and there's not gonna be another season, but, like, we know there's gonna be another season.
I'm pretty sure they've confirmed it. Yeah.
Okay, that's all I care about.
They definitely, like, ended this arc, though.
Yeah.
Like, the whole... So Jin-Woo goes into the gate, and it turns into a red gate, of course.
And he's like, why does this always happen to me?
And he is like, well, I guess we'll just see how far I can get.
Oh my god, the lineup It showed every single one of his...
Yeah, he, like, arises.
Summons?
Summons, that's a good word for that. He summons all of his boys, and they all, like, kind of layer. And it's this, like, montage where he's talking, he's speaking, like, motivational.
It's literally a lineup.
We also see Cha talking about how she wants to get stronger. And we're seeing, like, all the various different characters in his lineup of people. And at the very end, he goes, okay, on to the next boss.
Yeah.
And
that's when he loosens his tie also.
Yeah, and that's where we end. And it's very interesting. I'm like, where are we going from here?
Oh, you know what we missed?
What?
These beast-like characters on Jeju Island. And then we were like, oh, it's the dad. He's back.
Oh my god, how did we forget the dad part? Wait, was that on Jeju Island? I didn't think that was on Jeju Island.
I thought it was on Jeju Island just after everyone left.
Oh, maybe it was.
And, so we see this guy who we thought at first was Jinwoo's dad, because
yeah, he looks like him. He's
got claws, but he's also talking to someone who looks to me like the ice elf from the very beginning of the season.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, is that the ice elf?
It's not the ice elf. It might be a ice elf.
It looks like it though.
And they're talking about how, like, nothing's changed. We still have our goal. And my thought was how Isol was like, oh, we demons were training to go to war. My thought is that's what they're talking about.
Well, and the way he was talking was very reminiscent of the ice elves as well. He was like, why would this thing be helping the humans?
Yeah.
And he's talking about Jinwoo, I assume.
I assumed that too. And then we see, and they're like, oh, they have someone else here too. Should we do anything about it? And they're like, we gotta keep going forward. And I'm not sure what they were talking about. I thought maybe they were talking about Jinwoo's dad, who it turns out was listening. Yeah. And then he comes out from behind a cave and we're like, oh, there he is. There's Daddy.
Because we were like, wait, Jinwoo's dad is actually working for the evil Ice Prince?
They looked very similar in character design, but nope, they are different.
Yeah, and then we actually see Jinwoo's dad. And that was a really fun reveal. That was when we had the big moment of, you're right. Yep. I do wish they had Jinwoo and him interact.
It's too soon. He's done too much already.
Yeah, it's true.
Next season,
we better get that almost immediately.
I don't know, man. Actually, that was crazy.
Actually,
you always go to make fun of my voice whenever I do a voice thing.
Because it's funny. I love it.
So I think it is possible. This is a theory or a prediction. This is just a maybe.
Okay, maybe. It's like that's my favorite. It's from the Will you ver Vigs meme.
Oh my god. Maybe.
Yeah, he goes, Will you ver Vigs? He goes, maybe. I always say that.
Is that Timothée Chalamet?
No, it's the guy from Lord of the Rings.
Oh, you're right. What's his name?
Don't know. I was gonna say Daniel Radcliffe. That's Harry Potter.
They're so similar.
They are. I know his name, but I forgot it.
The Venn diagram between those two is crazy.
Like, successful movie franchise.
British.
Dark,
big eyes.
Wavy, curly hair.
Yeah. Anyways. Ginger best friend character.
Frodo.
Yeah, Frodo, but okay. Elijah Wood.
That is his name. The boys are listening outside the door and they're like, no, fucking Elijah Wood.
Well, guess what, boys? You don't get to have a voice here.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dad confirmed. I think it's possible, as I was saying, that maybe him coming into the picture, the actual picture, at the end of the first episode, and then it's kind of introducing the plot of the next season. Because right now, what's the plot of the next season?
No idea.
Jinwoo's gonna be starting his guild. Maybe he'll fumble a little bit. Maybe he'll have to learn how it works.
Cha's getting stronger.
And then whatever these, like, barbarian guys in who just, like, slice holes in reality and step through them.
Literally.
Are probably planning on going to war with the humans, I'm guessing.
Yeah, which that seems a little more like system-based. So
That
I think you'll be
does.
right. We'll get a little bit more of the system coming up.
Maybe not the whole, like, issue with the system, but probably more. Like, I'm actually surprised with how much we got out of it this season.
I agree. They've definitely been strongly hinting at it.
Yeah, multiple instances of this is weird and you should be keeping an eye out for this.
Especially that one major glitch moment with the Orc King.
And then they did something almost just as dramatic with Isol. Maybe it's just because it looks cool. Maybe it's just this is where he was and now he's here type thing. But I really hate that on merch and on posters and like in videos and stuff, they're always, and in the intros and outros, they're always comparing JINWOO now to the statue with the scary face from the very beginning. They're always like match cut. And I don't like that. You haven't? No. I have, and I don't like the vibes of that.
Okay, I thought you were going to say comparing him to his, like, previous self.
I mean, yes, they do also keep doing that.
Because that's been something you were worried about this whole season. Have you let go of that worry?
I think I've mostly let go of that worry. I think my new issue is why are we always match-cutting JINWOO's face image to this scary statue from the beginning? Which I think was kind of just, can we all assume that that statue has to do with the system itself? It wasn't just the inciting incident?
It does kind of seem like maybe.
Okay, I feel like it has to do with the actual thing and it wasn't just like the triggering moment.
Yeah, I think it could definitely be that it is a very simple, like, that is where his story started.
Yeah.
So I think it could very well be that in the end. Like, I wouldn't be, if that was all it was, I wouldn't be, like,
surprised.
Shocked. But I think that it definitely also could be that
some kind of foreshadowing.
Because that was kind of a weird situation that they found themselves in the very beginning, where they did go off of, like, a sea-level dungeon. And go to this more powerful dungeon, so it would make sense that that might be the system.
And also knowing that his dad has more context for the whole thing, I'm like, this can't be a coincidence.
I definitely think there's a little more to that. I think it would be really interesting. I want to kind of do a, like, full season 2, and maybe even, like, I mean, we already kind of did a season 1 recap, but I kind of want to do a full season 2 thoughts and recap episode.
Should we rewatch the whole thing in English so that we fully understand it, and then, like, realize the things that we've missed and then talk about it?
I kind of want to do that.
I'm down.
I think that might help us, and rewatching, we might realize some things. We might, like, some things might just, like, click in our brains of, like, oh, maybe this will happen, or, like, maybe this happened because of this. So I don't know, when it's not so fresh in our minds, it might be interesting to do that. So maybe next week or in a few weeks, once all the dubs are out, we watch it. And
I think we gotta wait for the dubs.
Okay.
Oh, and then that's what we slumber party, or, like, that's what we girls day.
That's what we girls day. That could be fun.
That could be fun. Should we talk about what we're thinking of reviewing in the coming weeks?
We could talk about it. We haven't really fully decided.
We haven't.
But you guys let us know what you think. I mean,
you
solo leveling is over.
Solo leveling is over.
I'm heartbroken.
I'm gonna miss our boyfriend so much.
I'm gonna miss him so much, and I feel like nobody's gonna be able to replace him, but we're gonna try our best.
I'm sorry. Like, even if listen, man, I've watched a lot of anime. I've seen a lot of anime, like, both romance and not romance, and he really does.
He's special.
He really is special, and I hate to, like, say that about this one character, about a man, but he really is special.
I feel like he is.
And I just don't see, I mean, Satoru Gojo's also, like, that's a different thing. But, like,
this is, like, okay, I don't even want to say this because you know how cautious I am to talk about this.
Okay.
But, like, it's giving, like, how I feel about Timothée Chalamet.
And I agree. And I agree. I don't have a Timothy Chalamet, unfortunately.
You don't have a Timothy Chalamet?
Alex Lee right now is my Timothy
Wow.
Chalamet.
I mean, even better.
Even better.
It's perfect.
Jin-Woo Sung defies like our types.
Exactly.
In men and in characters. And I just don't see, there's probably going to be other characters that we love as much. I'm talking like the series is over and we're never going to talk about Solo Leveling again.
It's like in loving memory of Sung Jin-Woo. He's not dead. We're just gonna be going a few years without seeing a new season.
I hope just one.
I hope just next year.
It was only 1 year for this. It was actually less than that.
True.
Really. So
yeah, we're thinking, guys, I mean, we've been recapping Apothecary Diaries, and we plan to continue doing that.
We'll finish the season.
We might, if we're feeling crazy, go on to something like Dan to Dan after that.
Guys, Dan to Dan is crazy.
We'll have to see. You guys will have to stay tuned, but we're thinking in the meantime, we might try to do, instead of like a week-to-week thing, we might try to do like either a whole season recap or even just watching like the first or second episode of an anime and like giving our first impressions could be fun.
I'm trying to argue for Your Lie in April for you anime fans.
It sounds perfect with the name.
Yeah. I think it would be really fun for us, and it's a short one, I think that would be a good one for us to watch and then do like one like deep dive on it.
I've been really wanting to watch Witch Watch.
Oh yeah, that's coming up. That's gonna be so good.
Lily Pichu, who is a streamer and a fellow female podcaster,
and she's gonna be voice acting.
Yeah, she's the voice of the main girl in that.
She's the main girl?
Yeah.
Awesome.
And the cute thing is that Lily Pichu dyes her hair pink, and the main character of the anime has pink hair.
That's so cute.
So it's like really cute. I'm a fan. I watch her podcast, guys. I'm a sweet and sour listener. And she like said on the podcast that she went in for the audition and they were like, "Oh, did you dye your hair for this?" And she's like, "No, like this is just my hair color."
That's so cute.
It's just sweet. So I really want to watch that. And then we did have an original plan for an anime we wanted to watch.
Anne of Green Gables?
Anne of Green Gables.
Yeah. But that is starting, like, immediately.
Yeah, and we need a little bit of a break, guys. We're going to try something a little different. Maybe not a 2 episodes per week type thing.
2 episodes a week is a lot, we discovered.
A lot. And it's been fun to commit to. I mean, we've had 2 really good animes. So
yeah.
When it's gotten hard, it's still been, like, fun and worth it.
But we don't know how sustainable that is.
Yeah, exactly. And we want to be able to put out great content for you guys.
And we probably will still review Anne of Green Gables, but probably just the season as a whole.
Exactly.
But that is premiering on Saturday, if you guys want to watch.
Yeah, when you're watching this upcoming weekend.
Yeah.
Which I'll be watching, regardless.
I will be watching, for sure.
And I want to reread the book, too. I really loved the book as a kid.
Gilbert and Anne, I ship them so hard.
Mm-hmm.
I also, for some reason, I put these in the same universe as each other, but I don't even think they're even the same time period. But Tom Sawyer in Anne of Green Gables, I loved Tom Sawyer so much.
I don't think I've ever really...
Really?
Yeah, looked into Tom Sawyer.
I read that too young. I don't think I understood it fully.
I'm like, there's some interesting conversations in that.
Yeah, I read that too young. But that's not relevant.
Anyway. Anywho, did you ever see the Hawk-Tuah girl? No. You don't know anything about the Hawk-Tuah girl?
I'm sorry.
At all?
I need more. Tell me.
The girl that was like, she was interviewed on the street and a guy was like asking her something about like how to get a boyfriend, something like that. It was like something like a street interview type thing. And she goes, "You gotta Hawk-Tuah on that thing." This is actually unbelievable. If you were watching this and like this was insanely viral to the point where like boomers were like quoting it and it like got cringe because of how viral it got.
Oh.
This is actually unbelievable. So then she became the Hawk-Tuah girl, and she went super popular. She got like super viral and famous because of that. And then she like made her own podcast called Talk-Tuah.
I've heard of that.
Wait, you've heard of Talk-Tuah, but you didn't know who the Hawk-Tuah girl was?
Nope.
Okay, and then she made like her own Bitcoin, like scam coin.
Mm-hmm.
That was the Hawk coin, of course. And then it was controversial, and everybody was talking about how it was a scam. And then you know how on Twitter you can do like little audio like circles?
Yes.
X the everything app. So they're all doing like a Twitter X circle thing, and she's in there along with like her business manager, and they're all talking, and then someone else is talking about how it's a scam, and then the business manager is like arguing, and she's there too, and then they're talking about like the logistics, and she out of nowhere goes, "Anywho, I'm gonna go to bed." Did you ever see this sound on TikTok?
Sorry.
She goes, "Anywho, I'm gonna go to bed."
Oh my god.
That's how I feel right now. I'm
Yeah.
like, anywho.
I'm sorry. I'm not that cultured.
If you guys are watching, you need to comment how insane it is that she doesn't know about Hawk to a girl.
If you guys are watching, you guys need to tell us what show that you want us to review next.
Yeah, what is your dream scenario of the show we would recap?
Yeah. And
or topic. Because
topic.
we're also open to talking about anime topics.
Related topics. Or any anime adjacent shows that you're interested in.
If you guys want to force her to watch Arcane Season 2, like me.
I want to watch it. I just don't know when. I don't know when we'd cover it.
Now is a good time.
We have so much to watch coming up, actually. It's actually a terrible time. Okay, guys. Anywho. So that was, oh my god, that was solo leveling.
That was solo leveling Season 2, you
guys are gonna miss him.
Rest in peace, Sung Ji-Woo.
He, not dead and also never forgotten.
Never forgotten, forever in our hearts.
Does he die ever? I guess we'll find out.
He at least has a son, I think. Spoiler alert.
Is that even confirmed, or are you just like
that is
making
literally
assumptions?
Based off of like one thing Braden has said to my brother-in-law.
Hey, now we can talk to Braden.
Once we read.
Oh, yeah, I guess he's seen me on this. We can talk to Braden up until this point.
Exactly.
Okay, guys, we'll see you on Monday for Apothecary Diaries. Oh, make sure you follow us on social media at Anime for Blondes Pod on Instagram and
TikTok.
And TikTok.
And give Apothecary Diaries a chance, you guys. If you haven't given it a chance at all, give it a chance. We're entering core 2 of season 2, so it's a really fun like place to enter. You can binge or even just watch our recaps, honestly. Get an idea of like a gist of what's happening and then start watching. We're at a really fun point in the show, and so we're still going to be doing that every Monday, and then like I said, we'll supplement another episode on Wednesdays or Fridays as we want to, as we feel the need to. Let us know if you have any like burning desires for us to cover something. We're all ears. But yeah, hopefully we will see you on Monday for another Apothecary Diaries recap.
Bye!
Bye!
Anime for Blondes.